Well, I'm out here again. I'm in St. Louis. I'm just a few blocks from home in the Holly Hills neighborhood, and I have followed yet another Facebook Marketplace post. This one had a bit more information. Says we have a 1933 Moller. That took a little bit of verification, but indeed we do. We're here in a otherwise quiet neighborhood. This is a little church. It's just an 8-rank organ. The owners of the church have changed. The new owners don't want the organ. So I thought I'd come see exactly what we've got now. 1933 Moller of 8 ranks. A lot of you are probably thinking, what's the big deal? But we have featured one other instrument like this. We went to St. Clement's Episcopal Church in Philadelphia, where Peter Conti showed us a much larger 1933 Moller that was installed in their chapel. And we mentioned a name a lot of times that seemed to confuse some people in the comments. We called it a Whitelegg Moller, and somebody said, "Where's this Whitelegg we're talking about? What does this mean?" We're talking about Richard Whitelegg, who was the tonal director of Moller. Started there in either 1930 or 1931, depending on who you ask. Orpha Oakes's book says 1930, but maybe he wasn't tonal director till 31. Somebody who has more information can leave something down in the comments. But Whitelegg came over to America from England, from the shop of Henry Willis, and so brought a lot of those European ideas that were making headway in Europe at the time, and Americans were anxious to have these new things in their organs. So all of Moeller organs from that period are really unique and interesting and worthwhile. There's not a lot of them left, so I'm really excited that there's one here that maybe something will happen to. I actually was here just a little while ago and have had a chance to look at the organ and play through it, so we'll watch that now. So I'm here at the console, and the church has kind of been turned into a construction area while they're rebuilding this part of the building. There are people in the building. There's some business going on next door, so you may hear some sounds of the door openers and things going on. So sorry about that in the background. The instrument is just 8 ranks, I believe, and it's in 2 expressive divisions, all with this very ornate, simple but ornate at the same time case, which is beautiful up here. It's big. It covers up the openings into the chambers, which are very small. We'll take a look at those in a little bit. The console here is beautiful. Everything is original and has been taken care of. As we said, I peeked inside, and all of the mechanics have been replaced with Peterson electronics, there's Peterson relay. So if there are any issues with it, there would probably be mechanical things. I don't know if the chests have been releathered or anything, but we'll have to take a look and see. But one disadvantage I'm at today is this bench I'm sitting on is not an AGO organ bench. I'm not even sure what kind of organ it's for. It's not big enough to span the pedal board, so I'm having to sit back here behind the pedals, which means actually playing hands and feet and everything is probably not going to happen today. So we can do a little bit of messing around and hearing what the organ sounds like. So let's give it a listen. So we start with the 8-foot open diapason, and a lot of it doesn't work. Seems to warm up a little bit as I bring it around. This hasn't been played in a while. Very nice sounding diapason. Very big and bold. Next to that we have an 8-foot melodia. Works much better. And then an 8-foot Dulciana, which is also having a few problems. It's around as you warm it up. And those are the 3 ranks of the great. Now, the flute and dulcet are extended, so we have a 4-foot flute here. Melodia. And then 4-foot dulcet, which is an extension of the dulciana. And that works much better. I don't know if that's an electrical problem then, or if shifters are involved, not sure. We also have tremolo in this division.
with some chimes. All right, that's the great division. We have couplers there, 16, 8, and 4 for everything. And then we go on to the swell. Our first stop is at Borden. Vision seems to work much better. I feel like I hear something in the bottom octave. Maybe not. It was dead on the keyboard. Maybe it wasn't intended to play down there. And that's a stop diapason at 8 foot as well. I'll keep going up the flutes because that also, you add a 4-foot flute d'amour, which is extension, and then the Nazard, which is an extension as well, and a 2-foot flautina. All of our flutes. With a tremolo. All right, couplers there as well. We also have a solutional at 8 foot. Much edgier than the dulcie. It's still very soft. A few little dead notes here and there. And then that's extended to a 4-foot violina. Doesn't want to play. Plays from tenor C down. I wonder if that's a pedal related thing, because nothing up here wants to play. I wonder if we take the solutional, swell to swell 4, it does work. It goes all the way up. We have 73 note chest. All right. And then we have one reed. Our last rank in this division is an oboe. It's a big oboe. Let's see how that sounds with maybe the great Melodia. All right, that's swell and great. Now on the pedal, we just have one independent rank, and it is a 16-foot Borden. Doesn't really express very well. It is in the box, one of the boxes. I don't know which one. Then we have a Lieblich gedeckt, which is, I believe, the same as the swell. Correct. So the swell Lieblich gedeckt, and then an 8-foot flute, that same unit extended, and then a cello 8, which is the swell solutional. That high G is the same note that's the only one the violina goes to in the 4-foot. So I'm wondering if something has to do with switching there. Somebody did something strange. And then we have great to pedal 8 and 4, swell to pedal 8. And that's the organ, all 8 ranks of it. So it is a small instrument, but of course everything is meant to go together. Oboe with the flute. 4-foot. Our violina, 4 2/3. Violina doesn't work, so we have to use the solutional. I wonder if you use the 16 at 4 with the solutional. Put the 4-foot flute in. Interesting sound, but it would be better if that 4-foot worked all the way. And then just kind of comparing, here's the Melodia and the great. There's a couple of stop diapason to it and get both flutes, closing them down. Let's add the 4-foot flute and the stop diapason. It's a completely different sound than the 8 and 4 up here. Both 4-foots together. Stop. Let's try with the dulciana. sound. So those strings, as soft as they are, add a lot of color to it, even though some of them are not working as well as they could. So really a very versatile instrument for just 8 ranks. So it does feature a combination toe stud, so you have to hold that down with your foot, turn on what stops you want, press the piston. There is no general cancel, unfortunately, on this organ. Going in, first thing we see are the pedal Borden 16s. They continue up to a series of offsets there. Come on in. And we have our Melodia right in front. And there's our main great chest. Lots of mitered pipes. And the floor is kind of uneven here. We have a regulator down there. Looking at our pedal Borden. Also mitered to fit. And the 8-foot J-Pizza. One seat leaning over, but it seems to be in the hole. Maybe the foot's damaged. Not sure. Some creative wiring has happened here. All right. Great division. Two doors into the Swell. So it's easier to get into. Close angled ceiling, but here's our oboe, our solitional, and our stop flute. Yes, the tremolos are outside. There's the chimes, and our 16-foot of the flute. There's enough chime cable to hang those things outside if we needed to. Original label here. There's a date of, looks like December 16th, 1933. There's something else I can't make out what's written, but I see the name W.J. Barrett, Highland, Illinois. Phone main. So I assume somebody from Wix was taking care of this organ for a while. The ideal temperature to maintain correct pitch is 70 degrees. We have a heater in here. That means it must be hard to keep it at 70 degrees. Go down here to see the Peterson relay and the regulator, which looks like it has really new leather, so that's great to see. We got all that chime cable. The blower is out here in this box. Guessing that maybe the blower was replaced. This does not look like a 1933 Moller blower. Certainly the capacitors have been replaced at some point. Guessing that there was some problem getting air to the intake, so they had to draw it from up here where there's a better opening. I don't know exactly what that's about.
So there it is, a lovely little instrument, perfect for that room. I hope it finds a new home. I know the sellers here are anxious to get rid of it. They want that space back, but the console's beautiful, the pipework is beautiful, it's been taken care of. Got a few little things that might need some touch up, but then again, the organ hasn't been played in a while, so maybe that's part of the problem. I do know of one potential lead, but I'm not sure it's going to work out, so whatever the case, I'm going to do my best to keep an eye on this instrument and hope it ends up in a lovely new home somewhere. So fall has arrived. arrived. We don't have any trips planned until after the first of the year. Maybe something might come up, but we're going to take a little break from making videos, although I do have one more still coming up in the pipeline. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. And all winter long, we'll have all of our stations running: OregonLive.com, Positively Baroque, and the Oregon Experience. And because it's November right now, the Oregon Live Christmas station is playing if you need 24 hours of Christmas music. So you can check that out. Thank you to all of our sponsors who have renewed your sponsorships here near the end of the year. That you're paving the way for us to do some really great things next year, and plans are already afoot for some wonderful trips. Though until our next video is out, I'm Britt Johnson. Thanks for watching.